Yo, what's going on, guys? Sekapoko here, bringing you another 7 Innocence Grand Cross video. For this, going over the brand new Kimara raid and going over it in detail so you have a full guide of exactly what we gotta do. So, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, so let's go ahead and go over the new Pokemon boss. Might work. Let's try it out. AOT collab team, assemble. Kimara. 120k common class. So the common class requirement of this boss is really low. First ability here is going to have Shatter. It's going to do 180% attack against one enemy. It ignores resistance, and it's going to go up to 270%. Second ability for him is going to be Savage Strike, and Savage Strike is equal to 160 and poisons one target for 3 turns. Poison, of course, does 50% of the attack over the course of 3 turns, and of course, it goes up to 240% at second rank. The third ability is going to be happening. It's called Savage Sweep. It's an area effect attack against all enemies and actually prevents ultimate gauge from filling up for 2 turns. The boss is actually going to use Savage Sweep every other turn to prevent you from using ultimate gauge from the second turn on. So be careful with the Savage Sweep mechanic. The other thing that's going to happen is the boss has increased skill uses by 2, so he gets a total of 3 skills per turn. He's going to be immune to all stun, petrify, freeze, and coerce, so you cannot use any kind of taunt against him. And he's only going to be can only be affected by 1 stack of either attack disable or debuff disable. What that means is you can attack seal him on one turn and then debuff disable him on the following turn to get a rotation of crowd control if you do want to use different types of crowd control against him. The other thing that the boss can do is that you can actually increase damage dealt. He also increased damage dealt against all poisoned enemies by 50%, which is a semi-weakness based attack, kind of very similar to the way Mono increases her damage by 50%. The other thing is that the boss is going to become unable to move when the mace increases in size. I have no idea what that means, but we'll have to figure out that soon. The other thing is that damage dealt increase gains attack skill damage increase or debuff attack skill damage increase every 4 turns. I wonder what that means. Okay. Increases his base attack by 10% for each buff on the enemy. So if you try to use buffs on your whole team, you'll actually get a bonus damage of 40% for just 1 buff. So if you use an Arthur buff, he'll get a massive amount of damage and actually limits it 10 times. So he gets a total of over 100% increased stats. So definitely do not buff on this fight. It's not good. Boss is actually harder if you do buff. He has also increased damage taken from humans. So if you want to use any human type characters, Deathmatch is going to take increased damage from him. So a good character to do damage against this boss would be, of course, SR Aaron, because that would be a great human character that's going to do a large amount of damage. With the boss right here, he is the Demon Kimara, unfortunately, so he's not. I don't think you're going to get extra damage from SR Aaron's passive, but because he might be a demon, because it says in his name, but he doesn't actually say what race he is, but I'm assuming it's a demon because it's Demon Kimara. All right. Second, the stats on this was about 300,000 HP on both phases, a little bit with 3,500 on the second phase. On the second phase, he's going to have Betray Crush. Betray Crush is going to increase, do damage to 160% attack against one enemy and decrease skill ranks. And it goes up to 210% damage on the second rank, and of course D-ranks skills as well as lowers ultimate gauge based on the number of skills D-ranked. The second ability for him is going to be Savage Crush. It's going to be the poison attack from the first phase as well. It's the same multipliers on everything. Third, it's going to be Betray Impact. It's going to inflict damage equal to 270% attack against all enemies and lifesteal 30% of the damage dealt. The Betray Impact ability, I believe, is going to be able to use every 2 turns, so it's going to probably alternate between, looks like, the Betray Impact ability and the other ability, which is Savage Impact, which is the 120% damage against all enemies, and it's going to disable recovery skills for 1 turn, it looks like. The last ability for the boss is his ultimate, of course, and it's going to inflict damage equal to 300% attack against all enemies and disable buff and debuff skills for 2 turns. On the first phase for his ultimate, it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to inflict spike against one enemy, so it's going to do 2 times crit damage. So if he does have a high crit damage on the first phase, it is a little bit trickier to kill him, so because of that. Overall, on the second phase here, we have the same passives as before. There's no real differences at all. So just make sure that you are going to be using no buffs on this fight if you wanted to do it, because the boss gets stats if you use any kind of buffs. So otherwise, just whack the boss as hard as you can and do lots and lots of damage. So pretty simple with human characters that are over beefed. Not too bad. Not bad. I might go with a different team there so I can get my ultis a little quicker. Maybe a better cleanse. Maybe save the cleanse in the first phase. Probably those are the way there. So the shop, you can see it has SSR chests. So you turn this over here, and we have SR chests as well. Demon horns, wings, ears. And then the other crystals you have here, these ones you actually exchange your green crystals that you get from drops into purple and red crystals. The purple crystals will be used, the final one, but the red ones are used in the middle for demon blood chalices, water of life chalices, and you can also exchange the red ones up to purple crystals. The purple crystals can be used for SSR pendants, SR pendants, part 2 ticket, anvils. Looks like you a total of 50 anvils from here. Blue stones, SSR selector tickets. So you got some good stuff from this. And we have a lot of times left on the shop. The shop does have these limiters on it though, so just make sure that you're trying to get a lot these runs done at a decent pace here. Try to start on the event as soon as you can. There's also challenge requirements you can hear for cleaning this up. You get if you get a certain amount of score over time, which is the black little orb things that we got after clearing it, these will actually fill up over time and get you the 1500 to get you the final one, which would be 3 SSR pendants. So this fight is not super difficult. There are a lot of different variations of characters that you could potentially use, and I'm going to be using just characters that I think most people will have between Blue Lilia and Blue Demilius. With the amount of teams that have Pierce and the amount of people that have Pierce teams or using Pierce teams, I figure you guys are probably going to be using something like this. You don't have to use Blue Demilius, it's just like it's an option. What you really want to do is just save up your ultis for the second phase and trying to make sure that you don't get bopped in the first phase. You can rush your go through ultis and make sure that the boss doesn't clap you. There's a bunch of different strategies. Let's just go ahead and get it done real quick. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this. We're just gonna start up on damage. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Wow. Alright, so now we're on second phase. I'm just going to do really simple. We're going to go with a debuff here, ultimate here, buff here, ultimate here. I want to do the buff after the demelialty so I can like manipulate the boss's HP hopefully. Hopefully this does enough damage to kill him in one hit. We'll see. Cool, he's done. So there you go, double ulti, instant bop, pretty easy. 1-6 demelee by the way. 6-6 Aaron. Semi-ish free-to-play friendly for people who want to use Blue Demelee. Totally doable. I think I had Pierce on my BDM, but it's definitely doable. Alright guys, my name is Sekapoko. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, of course, like and subscribe, all the fun stuff. Let me know if you guys like the format of this video. If you guys have any suggestions or other teams that you want to share with the rest of the community, please type them out in the comment section down below so you can let everybody know what's going on. So thank you guys for watching, of course, and have a great day. Peace.